Okay, so where was I? Alright. Also, before we go into that point, showing Kingdom Hearts at that conference was a terrible idea.
No,
Because none of those dude bros actually care.
I mean, let me tell you the thing here. And I mean, I'm sure some of them. You could say the same about Ori and the Will of Wisps. And it looks like Xbox finally has their. This is an iconic platformer that everyone loves.
But dude, if this was Sony, if they showed that during Sony, then I would guarantee there'd be people screaming.
Yeah, and that's the thing about Xbox's conference, where it was they must have paid a lot of money to get so many world premieres, and it worked out for them. A lot of people really enjoyed it. I thought it was fine. It's nice. Like, I guess having, even if it's not exclusive, having world premieres at your conference does make people happy, and it's cool. There's a lot of cool stuff like the From Software Ninja game, not Ninja Samurai. From Software Samurai game, like stuff where like you think, yeah, that wouldn't premiere at an Xbox thing, but they must have done. I want to say paid money, but maybe I'm being cynical. But they must have paid some good money for that Tales of Vesperia Definitive Edition that's coming to everything, but Xbox just paid to get. Hey, we're premiering it.
Yeah, well, I guess I'll just get Tales off to the way then, because I will come back to Kingdom Hearts.
First you will.
Yeah, so I only have Tales of Symphonia, and that's just because SGB introduced me to it. But I still haven't played it because it is a long game. If you're going to play a Tales game, you need to dedicate yourself to it. It is long, and it has so many branching things to do. So, yeah, I haven't touched it yet. And I'm not an expert of the Tales series. I only really know about Symphonia and a little bit about its sequel. So, yeah. Jump Force, though. I mean, I was already interested in, what was it, J-Stars Versus? That was a cool little thing. So that the fact they're going to do another one, it's like, if they make it even wackier, then that'd be great. But something I have to say is like, how's Light going to play? Because he's either going to be overpowered or underpowered. Because he's a normal guy, but he has a book that causes instant death. What's he going to do?
The thing is, and everyone's powers are going to be weird because everyone's first thought was, wow, this looks amazing. And my first thought was, all four of these people need to beat Frieza alone? And
first off, Goku's doing most of the work. You know he is.
And yeah, and then I was also thinking, wait a second, these other three people think they can fight Frieza?
Yeah, I'm actually very surprised that, because I was about to bring that up just like as something that's, I know some people would do, because it did come to my mind, but I didn't think that you actually would do it. It's kind of weird, but
yeah, I was just like, what's Naruto gonna do? Sharingan him? No, Naruto,
I mean, he did survive. Oh wow, Sharingan him.
I don't like Naruto. I like Boruto more than Naruto because
hilarious.
I'm complete.
No. Here's the thing. Because I know about Naruto, that is one of the most hilarious things you could have said, possibly. But okay. I mean, Naruto did survive the moon getting cut in half, because that's where we are in terms of power scaling now. But still, it's like when Luffy steps up, you're just like, Luffy, no, you don't understand. But yeah, as I said, with Light, literally all Light has to do is stay away, write that person's name. He just needs to read the titles during the introduction, like X versus this character. He just literally needs to read that. Oh cool, that's your name. So scribble, scribble, scribble. Before the 3-2-1's even done, that guy's dead and Light wins. And he'll be top tier because of it.
Yeah, I mean, it's like putting Squirrel Girl in your fighting game. Just don't do it. So they probably won't.
I mean, Squirrel Girl's worse because Squirrel Girl can defend herself constantly. Light is a normal guy with the Death Notebook.
Yeah, but that's the thing, where the character is positioned in a way where you can't really easily put them into a fighting game. Even though you know that that's kind of what's gonna happen. So I'm not sure. They probably won't. I mean, maybe they'll be like, you know, when people put Edgeworth in fighting games, it's like,
Don't you mean Phoenix?
and I mean both. And I'm saving face by saying that. But yeah, when people put Phoenix in a fighting game, it's just like doing lawyer stuff, and that's supposed to mean something.
Yeah, but that's hilarious. Light is not a Death Note is not a hilarious thing. He's not a joke character.
Yeah, true.
So it's going to be interesting what they do, and I wonder what the story is possibly going to be.
Yeah, because I was like, all of these worlds when worlds collide. That's why I was thinking it was some weird. Before I saw Naruto, I was like, is this some weird new RPG where the fantasy world and the modern world are crashing into each other? What's going on? And that's technically what it is, except with anime characters.
Here's the thing. Here's one thing that I want to happen. I want one of Gin's taunts, because you know Gin's coming back. I want one of Gin's taunts to be him doing a Kamehameha, because he tries to do that in the manga. And so it's like, since Goku's actually there, it's like, I feel just like, that's hilarious. Or make one of his specials the Neo Armstrong Cyclone Jet Armstrong cannon. It's just so good. Also, you need to continue watching or reading Gintama. It is just like, remember when I said that it was going to be the final arc? They finished that arc and they're continuing again, and it's like, okay, wow, but it's still incredibly comedic. It was like, guys, how are you doing this so seamlessly? This is amazing.
The thing is, and well, yes, you're right, but since Gin reads Shonen Jump, that should be that should be in the game. Like, they can't ignore that.
Yeah, well, I don't know if they ignored it the last time. Maybe. Who knows? Maybe, but people are wondering, is Deku going to be in there?
Right. But I don't think so, because that's a Nintendo character.
Are you proud of yourself?
I'm so proud. Woo.
Anyways, moving on. I have a Devil May Care attitude to Devil May Cry.
Are you proud of yourself?
Yes, very. But it's a series I'm aware of. It's a series I know other people play. Ironically, the only game out of that series to interest me is the terrible remake, because I kind of like the aesthetic.
And people were confused, because I don't know much about Devil May Cry.
Basically, it's a different main character
universe?
now.
Yeah, it's like, is this a reboot universe or no? And it's like, oh, it's not. I was like, oh, that's not even Dante.
Yeah, it's Nero. But just like, considering what Dante does in like Devil May Cry 4, for him to continue from that point, I think, you know what? It is good that they're just switching it up.
Mm-hmm. And this means everyone's getting their hack and slash, because Nintendo's getting on Bayonetta 3. The other two are getting Devil May Cry.
I still don't know how a game like Bayonetta 3 can even exist. Like, the first game, she literally threw their version of God in the Sun. I don't even know what the second game's final boss is, but just like, how is there going to be a 3? I just don't know. But yeah. Moving on to Shadow of the Tomb Raider. It's time to go witness horribly realistic deaths again.
Yeah, like, she just ends the world.
Yeah, but with a whoops rather than a crushing sound.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, a whoopee cushion. Basically, like, hey, I'm gonna save the world. Ooh. Okay. Now I'm gonna save the world from myself. It's like I'm watching Suicide Squad.
But yeah, but just like, I love this new Tomb Raider stuff. It's just that I don't know. The issue is that I always have lingering memories of going back, because I know the series has evolved. But I remember when I went over to my friend's house for music class, because his mom taught music. And whenever I'd do a good job or finish quickly before my mom came, I could go into his room and we could play on the PlayStation. Um, and I think that's where I got introduced to Tomb Raider. I might be wrong. I know that don't remember where else I got introduced to a PlayStation for long. But yeah, it was just so boring and I had no idea what I was doing.
The thing about Tomb Raider, and it's ultra realistic Tomb Raider, and because the Tomb Raider has gotten realistic and serious, and the world looks so normal and stuff, seeing her jump and flip and take out people with crossbows and
hey, people can be taken out with crossbows.
True, judge flooding through a city trying to dodge buildings. It's like, this looks so cartoony because it's happening in a realistic world. They like start thinking that's not right.
No, here's the thing. I don't think they've reached. I don't think they've reached that point of that's not right. It's more like she's incredibly lucky. They haven't reached the point of.
Yeah, and also she's incredibly lucky the way things happen. Like, it's from.
I mean, to preface that, there are 1,000 ways to die very brutally.
That's true. I'm thinking of what's that game called? That movie game. That's not a movie game, and since I call it a movie game, I'm going to get destroyed. With the thief, with the criminal.
With the thief and
it's a PlayStation game.
Yeah, not ringing the bell. You're probably gonna have to be more specific.
We're such gaming plebs. We should know this.
You need to be specific. There are thousands of games
of called A Thief's Son or something.
Oh wow, that helps.
Okay,
you mean Assassin's Creed?
Get to something else, and I'll get back to what I'm saying. Keep talking.
I said, do you mean Assassin? Are you trying to think of Assassin's Creed?
No, not Assassin. I can't remember Assassin's Creed. Nathan Drake's game.
Okay, because I was just like, is he? It's just like, that's weird. Is he talking about Assassin's Creed and he doesn't know it?
How on earth is... Okay, so Nathan Drake's game. I'm assuming that sort of thing happens in Nathan Drake, the video game as well, where it's very convenient and you're just flipping through. Even though people complain about that because he's just a treasure hunter. And yet he's just going around killing hundreds of people just to steal some treasure. Not trying to save his life like Lara Croft.
Well, that's what happens when you... Well, that's what's well, technically... Well, Lara's not actively doing it, but that's what happened when you go in uncharted waters, man.
Uncharted. Oh my goodness. That's what it's called.
Why did you say thief? Why did you say treasure hunter?
Oh yeah. Anyways, so yeah.
See, that's why I had to take a wild guess, because I knew something was probably wrong with what you were going to say. But yeah, moving on to.
I'm not supposed to be moving on. Everything is how you move on. Sometimes you can just move on.
It sounds weird, the break that we usually have whenever I say that. It's not me saying it on purpose. It's just how I talk to move on.
All right, then.
Yeah.
So moving on.
Yeah, I knew that was coming. Ori and the Will of the Wisps, which is actually I really like that title.
Yeah, I already said what I said at the beginning, where Microsoft finally has their 2D platform that's iconic enough that people recognize it and really look forward to it.
Platformers that I love are ones with constant movement and action. So just that, from what I've seen there with how things are, just it really, really appeals to me. Man, if only this guy would make a pretty kind of really, really hero sequel instead of remaking Disgaea 1 again with very minimal effort.
Yeah,
it's like one of the few things they've done where I'm just like, okay, Nippon Ichi, that's kind of stupid.
Yeah.
But yeah, as I said, you said what you wanted. I think it's really interesting, and I need to get to it. But first, in terms of platformers, I need to finish Dust and Elysian Tale before I move on to anything else. I need to take these things one at a time in case I move on from other things. Even though the first game was like on sale, like a massive sale before, and I kind of missed it. But you know, work with what you got when you can. Oh crap! The Steam Summer Sale. When is that happening?
June or July. It's soon. It's like the end of June or the end of July. One of those two.
Okay, I still got time.
No, you've got time. But yeah, I need to finish both New Super Mario Bros. DS and Donkey Kong Country, and then I'll be able to move on to some other platformers. But
you do? Did you finish 3 yet?
Well, I'm still trying to get like the last couple levels, but yeah, I've beaten the main game. But before we continue this tangent, you should probably start talking about Kingdom Hearts now.
No, Kingdom Hearts is last, dude.
Oh yeah, I guess you're saving that for last. But
yeah, what I'm going to talk about instead.
You're saving your monologue for last because I won't be able to talk about anything except to say, hey, that happened. But I don't know.
Exactly. So, but before we get to that, We Happy Few, which I thought was something that disappeared into the ether, but apparently it's still going.
It's not, well, it could be exclusive, but I think it's actually Gearbox. No one likes Gearbox, but Gearbox has it now. So, could be multi-platform. I
know I'm probably going to stab myself because by saying this, but I kind of feel that the themes of it are very, very topical. However, at the same time, I think that stupid, ignorant people are going to use those themes to reinforce their stupid ignorance without even knowing it.
Well, true. So, I mean, I'm saying true, but I don't know what you're talking about. I remember seeing
don't you remember the theme of the thing? It's literally.
I remember the trailer, and from not this year because I didn't see the trailer this year because I came in late, but from last year or the year before, where the game looked awesome. But I watch my my big gaming YouTuber Jim Sterling. It's kind of like a typical what's that game, that franchise roguelike survival game where your hunger and thirst are way too ingrained in everything, and it's not fun. It starts feeling like work, and I don't know.
I heard a lot of people enjoyed the new demos though.
Yeah, I heard that it was rebalanced recently, so maybe it's a lot better now. The concept looks cool. I do want to play it.
Yeah.
I also want to play Legend of Zelda. As in, it's not subtle at all. The game is called Tunic. It is obvious. As in, obviously it's Legend of Zelda, but they're winking at us and saying, yes, we know this is a Legend of Zelda. We know.
But do we know what type of Legend of Zelda it is? Because we've had this discussion before about the 2 types of Legend of Zelda.
We didn't have this discussion. I just told you what Mark Brown said in his video.
No, that's not what I meant. I mean...
Find the path versus follow the path?
Yeah.
That's the video. I just saw a video and I can talk to you about it. It's a great video.
But I already knew about this stuff. It's just that I needed a little bit help articulating it, and that's what he said. It wasn't that I got it from the video that you showed me about.
But yeah, we don't know what kind of... I mean, first of all, it's top-down, so it's already superior. Because we all know top-down Zeldas are better in terms of puzzles. And it's isometric. Yeah, top-down Zeldas have better puzzles.
Dude, okay, hold on, okay. I haven't played Link to the Past yet. I hear that's great. Minish Cap is a wondrous masterpiece of human creation. But we've also played Link's Awakening. And we've also played the Seasons and the Ages.
Boys to Men, dude. That's the casual filter game. That's the game that makes you grow up a little. It is completely unforgiving, but I would.
And let's not forget about Seasons and Ages.
Oh, Seasons and Ages are both, well, Ages is better, I didn't get that far into seasons, so I can't talk about seasons. But Ages was fantastic.
And
that's
you are the only one on the planet who likes the Temple of the Ocean King.
yes, yes, I am, and I'm proud of that fact.
How are you proud of that fact? But yeah, it's just between all the other stuff. I mean, I still think. Well, I haven't heard a lot of Spirit Tracks, but I think it's way. I mean, that's your opinion. I just can't say anything decisive because I've only had somewhat disheartening experiences, but at the same time, I've played Twilight Princess. So
I mean, that's a good point. I can't say anything decisive either because the only 3D Zeldas I've played are Majora's Mask, Ocarina of Time, Twilight Princess, and Twilight Princess sucks. So there's only two 3D Zeldas I like. I mean, okay. I can't get into a long conversation about Twilight Princess right now.
Yeah, let's save the long rant about Twilight Princess for later.
Yeah,
and not later in this video.
I don't think it sucks, but I kind of think it sucks, and that's all I'll say. We can move on to. I mean,
Halo Infinite, the nature documentary we've all been waiting for.
Oh, I missed that. I didn't even get to see the trailer, but everyone's saying that
it was basically like a nature documentary.
Oh yeah, well,
with how he was framing its scenery and everything.
That sounds about right. People are saying that it looks like they've gone back to the Halo, which apparently that means they left the Halo, which is, I mean, franchise is called Halo. That's weird that you'd leave, but they left the Halo and they're back, and it seems like the graphics have been simplified. It seems like it's a back to basics game, and that sounds great. Franchises, when they realize, shoot, you know what? Let's get back to basics. That led to Breath of the Wild.
I wonder what's going to happen with Red versus Blue seasons with these new assets.
That's a good point. Because, yeah, like I said, back to basics seems to work. Because Breath of the Wild, Mario Odyssey, Pokemon Let's Go, you know, the greats.
People who don't know us and just coming to this video are not going to realize the joke in that.
Yeah, and how bitter I am while saying
it. But yeah, that's all I got until, Kingdom Hearts. What else do you got?
I can't wait to call GameStop and ask them if they have Battletoads. And then they'll be like, yeah. I said, oh. I was trying
crap,
to make a joke, but
I'm almost sure that was in my notes. Yeah, Battletoads, where they literally just showed it crashing into the wall, because that's what everybody remembers.
Yeah, and it's clearly early because they showed nothing else. So yeah, like they showed more of Cuphead.
Yeah, that's true. But Cuphead's always something I have vested interest in, but nothing to say about.
Yeah, same here. And also, I'm not really into incredibly difficult shooter platformers. I don't remember the name, but yeah, I'm not really into that.
That's because you're a pansy and can't handle it.
Well, you're saying that, but a certain playthrough that we have kind of disagrees.
Okay, look, that's like the exception to the rule.
Yes, it is.
All right. So
also, I thought you'd say something about Just Cause 4. Because I'm sure you've seen the video of Just Cause 3.
Oh, I know, and it's hilarious, but I have nothing to say about the actual game.
Yeah, I mean, the level of detail, the level of openness.
Remember my issue with open game? Like, that's why I'd like a game like Far Cry. From what I'm seeing of Far Cry 5, for example, with SVB playing it, it's like, that seems like my kind of game. You technically can go and do whatever, but you will be progressing to certain points, and things will upgrade you to those certain points. And there is a definite story progression that you can follow. You can hurry it up a little bit if you want to do very specific missions. You can futz about, but at the same time, futzing about helps you progress the story because the people you're killing are part of the evil cult. So yeah, that's the kind of game that I really like, and I wish I had something powerful enough to run it. But that I don't know what type of game Just Cause is. in terms of that spectrum.
I guess before you go to your Kingdom Hearts rant, I'll just say that I kind of the same thoughts about Dying Light 2 and Just Cause 4, in that how open everything is, and it looks cool. But I guess like Just Cause is opening gameplay, and Dying Light 2 is opening story. But they do seem to be opening in ways that make me think that looks really cool. I don't know how Dying Light could possibly plan for so many different decisions from the player. That sounds like that game's going to be 30 gigs, and then the update's going to be 100 gigs. I realized 30 gigs, oh my god, 30 gigs is not a big game anymore. What's gaming coming to? But anyways, yeah, they both look cool. People are going to complain that the new Gears game also has a female protagonist. Oh my gosh, and her partner is black. That's just, yeah, the world's gonna explode now. They targeted
Okay,
gamers.
now I think you're actually pushing it, because like nobody complains about that anymore unless it's a replacement thing, and a blatant one at that.
Yeah, but this is just
And
a new.
and also for and also for the aforementioned reason why it would be so blatant.
I mean, the thing is,
Like, we all know they're going to be petty people, but I don't think they're anywhere near to the point where, I wouldn't say of concern, of substantiated focus for this kind of stuff right now. Just little pissants here and there.
the thing is, like, cause I don't care about any protagonist. I don't care, but if they're female, I really couldn't care less. So I'm fine. But I know there are people.
I love it if they're female. For some reason, just like, especially playing as a female is just way more interesting to me.
Also that, yes. Like, so there's that. So I'm fine. It's probably will be pointless complaining, because there always is. I don't want to spend too much time on that, but that's all I have to say. Yeah, you go on your Kingdom Hearts rant now.
You say rant, but I'm not actually mad at anything.
Yeah, I don't know why I keep saying rant. It's not a rant.
Yeah, first off, Frozen's coming. Like, everybody called it. So, yeah. Is it me, or does Elsa's voice sound weird? I'm gonna have to go back through, like, maybe through a little bit of the Frozen footage to see. Because she sounds weird to me. But, yeah, with all the other stuff. First off, why is Simba on fire? I'm not exactly sure why he's on fire, but you know what? I'm fine with it. I kind of wish that we got a Lion King 2 world, though. If Simba's a summon, then that means we're probably not going to do that. Or maybe actually, that's not exactly a standard rule, because we did get Genie in Kingdom Hearts 2. And was it he in 1 in terms of summons? Yeah, so it's not. So summons used to be from things that you did visit. So I don't know why I said that. It was just weird. If we did get another Pride Lands, of course they know to fix it so that it's not a barren wasteland of almost nothing for a long while. But
is Tron confirmed?
Is what?
A Tron world.
First off, we did Tron in Kingdom Hearts 2. We did Tron Uprising in Dream Drop Distance.
Okay, so I guess I was thinking about that then. Continue. Oh, it seems like Elsa or whoever from Frozen, Spider-Man and Elsa, she seems to be kind of like into the story.
What do you mean, into the story? She's one of the main characters of the story.
Well, I don't know how Kingdom Hearts story works, so I guess I can't really say anything.
Kingdom Hearts story usually runs parallel to the actual story of the movie. It's just that there are differences differences because of the introduction of somebody pulling strings using Heartless or Nobodies in order to fulfill their dastardly deeds, and the presence of external factors like Sorrel, Donald, and Goofy. Will sort of change the story up a bit, but it usually progresses to the same point with maybe some after bits depending on the game.
It was so weird seeing Elsa looking at Mickey Mouse, and like, do you get that dissonance in other Kingdom Hearts game.
First off, Mickey wasn't. I don't think Elsa was looking at Mickey because Mickey wasn't there.
Someone was looking at Mickey, or Mickey was looking at someone.
Mickey was looking at Aqua.
Yeah, okay.
But yeah, so just like and then as the combat and such looks so good and everything. But my issue with Kingdom Hearts 3 is I hope that things don't become too complicated. Like I doubt it, but with all the new stuff that's because that's why I used to think about the drive form system from 2 and the flow motion system from 3 from Dream Drop Distance. But I actually was just like and some of the shot lock stuff and D-Links from Birth by Sleep, but you get used to them pretty quickly. But this seems a bit excessive. But I'm wondering if it's complicated or it's just that they give you a lot of options. My issue is that Heartless seems to be no threat anymore. And maybe that's because of how powerful they made Sora for that specific point of the story. But he's just transforming with all these things and just destroying Heartless by the truckloads. I mean, he's super powerful in terms of story levels, but I hope that the challenge, because that was always a little problem with Kingdom Hearts, is like enemies, either you were challenged by incredibly hard bosses or very, very annoying enemies in very specific places that make them annoying. I kind of want actual Dream Drop Distance. Like, the enemies that can hurt you in special ways, like, the difficulty was actually kind of cool. Because it was hard, but I felt it was fair for the most part. So if they keep that up, just like, it's going to be great. But then there's the Tangled World, and, I mean, that's good, I guess. I don't really have much attachment to Tangled, but it's a good movie. But... And also the song Don't Think Twice, I think it's inferior to Sanctuary and... what was the other song? This is Sanctuary... dang, what was the other song?
Oh good, I'm not the only one forgetting things.
Castle of Oblivion? Okay, you don't understand why I said that. But... Yeah, so... Oh, and Larxene is back. I was wondering if she was going to come back. She's everybody's favorite character to hate.
Yeah, well, it looks like they're going to get a lot of hating in.
Yeah, and she's already part Xehanort, so that's going to be interesting.
Everyone's saying the character became evil because the game got delayed another year.
It's just like, Mickey, you were too late. Just like talking to the developers, actually. Talking to Disney in general. But yeah, so Larxene is part Xehanort. I kind of expected that.
That's weird. I completely forgot we were talking about an Xbox presentation because we were talking about Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah,
and that's the problem.
Yeah.
Where I didn't say what I wanted to say, where it's like, they spent so much time on multi-platform games that I'm like, this is cool. I spent most of the conference going, it's cool that Microsoft got the chance to reveal this. Rather than, oh, that's another reason to get Xbox One. I was like, isn't that cool? It's like a games reveal. It's like PAX or something where, yeah, this is a bunch of game reveals. It doesn't feel like hey, this is what we're selling Xbox. It didn't feel like that at all to me. And that's a big problem I had with it. And also, and I know why they do it. They play up first look, timed exclusive world premiere. And it's like, that's cool, but instead of trying to dilute all of your announcements and make everything sound important, why don't you say, yes, these are multi-platforms, here are first looks, this is our exclusive content. Because right now you're like, wait, what does Microsoft have? You're not really sure when you watch it because everything is just completely spread out and smeared out, and I don't think it's a good idea to do it. And also, it was so noticeable to me that every time I saw world premiere, I'm like, yeah, they're trying to make this sound like exclusive, but it's not working for me. So that's why.
I mean, that didn't really come up for me because I didn't watch the presentation.
Yeah, you didn't watch the presentation. So if someone looking at the reveals alone, be like, yeah, Microsoft they won. I get that, but for me watching the
Well,
presentation, I'm like, yeah, I prefer Bethesda.
the thing is that, especially considering that I know what Sony can be capable of sometimes, and
I
I
don't
know
think
what
Sony's
Nintendo
going to be
is
there.
capable of.
Honestly, I don't.
Well, as here's the thing. As I said, Sony hasn't really given me anything substantial, in terms of E3 in a long time. But I know they are capable of doing so. But at the same time, like especially with that in Nintendo, let's put it this way: you don't understand, but the reveal at the end of Kingdom Hearts at the Kingdom Hearts 3 trailer was so big that people, not only were people constantly freaking out, just like in terms of reaction channels, but they instantly said Microsoft wins. And I know people say that or whatever, but just like, especially these are Kingdom Hearts fans who were expecting these things from Sony in the first place on the Microsoft conference, and that was enough for for them to say just because they had that.
That's the thing. Where Sony might deliver, but they might deliver on things that are expected of them. Because I feel we'll probably know most of what Sony's going to do. Microsoft had a lot of surprises, and I guess that works for them. Even if they're surprising people with multi-platform stuff, they're like, "Wow, this is a great presentation. I was excited." So yeah, I think that even though I didn't love Microsoft, and we'd probably give grades after everything is done, I don't think we need to give them in the middle of everything. I would say that I still think Sony won't beat Microsoft this year. I'm not sure about Nintendo.
Well, I mean, I don't make beating predictions, and I usually make comparisons after the fact. But one last thing to say about Kingdom Hearts is that I expect a lot of fan art of Aquanaut now, because with that whole reveal and everything, just the issue, something is weird unless it's yaoi based, because of course it is. The Kingdom Hearts girls barely get any sort of art whatsoever, despite Kingdom Hearts being a huge franchise. And yet, I don't know if it's because my standards are high, but I've yet to see more than maybe 2 good Aqua pictures. They either draw her way too stylized, or the proportions are wrong, and they make her look way too young or way too old. It's like that Rosa problem, where almost everybody makes Rosa from Pokemon look way too old or way too young.
I mean, before you get on this long tangent, I do think it's probably a big problem is that Pokemon character ages are so vague, so no one really knows what to do.
Well, Rosa's 14, so we know she's 14. Yeah, we do. That's her official age. I'm pretty sure it is. I hope I'm not making that up. But yeah, so just if we could get some good Aquanaut pictures, that would be absolutely fantastic. We need more. The girls need more representation in Kingdom Hearts, man.
Yeah.
Even though, it's weird how almost half of the female cast of Kingdom Hearts, who aren't Disney characters, are technically the same person.
Okay, I don't know Kingdom Hearts. I don't want to go down that rabbit hole. Plus, I've already spent.
Oh, so you like Alice in Wonderland, even though I really, really don't like it whenever it comes up in Worlds, because Alice in Wonderland is a worthless world.
I spent 10 years learning Zelda timeline. I don't need to restart with a new one. So that's Microsoft.
It's not alternate timelines except in Dream Drop Distance, where it's kind of alternate timelines, but not really.
And that's Microsoft. I was actually trying to get you to stop because you just keep talking and it's been 65 minutes.
I'm aware, but first off, that's why I saved Kingdom Hearts for the last. I had a lot of things to say specifically, and I know you didn't really know because you don't have anything of the franchise. But what I said was about its very individual elements, because this was like one of the only trailers where the story stuff actually showed a lot of stuff intricate to the story.
Oh, I forgot to say that no one Bethesda had a lot of gameplay, but the only real gameplay I saw in Microsoft was Kingdom Hearts.